Okay. My Dota crashed. What the hell? Let me fix this real quick. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Dragon Drop, and this is the finals of the WellPlay Invitational by Vital Bets. It's been a while here, but this particular season actually went through much faster than the first one. So hey, I'm happy about that. I'm especially happy that we got some of these amazing teams here in the grand finals. It's Kaipi without Zai, with the Coon instead, but still Kaipi with fan favorite Sing Sing, Bone 7, all these cool players. And then they're up against the Danish Bears, which is a good team in their own right here. They proved their worth. They dropped down to Kaipi 2-1 in the winner bracket finals. Then they just had to beat Polarity to come back here and face them again, and beat them they did. Had a pretty good showing the other day. So we'll see what they can do here in this full-fledged best of 5 series. No winners bracket advantage or anything. Could be the whole 5 games. My name is Dragon Drop. Once again, happy to say that I'll be here being your main caster. And I'm also happy that I'm joined by the competent, always helpful Modpax. How are you doing?
Thank you, thank you. I love being competent, and that's a good compliment. You know, at least that means you can get your job done. I will certainly take that. So,
that I will say about you. Yeah. So yeah, DB first.
I'm digging this. I love myself a Night Stalker. Pretty much every single game, this hero is pretty damn good. I don't know. Danish Bears were someone that we always saw very much willing to take this up in the first pick. So, I think it's only fair to really call this a little bit of a deny pick. I don't even think they've only run it like even just once recently for the side of Kaipi, so just quite a bit of respect being thrown out there. But it does fairly well against some of the other heroes that they do tend to run, as well as I feel like a lot of their games depend on those like supports in the backline too from Kaipi. So Night Stalker's really great at just kind of circling around in there and trying to shut them down mid-fight.
Yeah. It kind of already sets the pace for the game to some degree, right? You want to be active early game here during nighttime with the Night Stalker. You want to create opportunities for carries to get a little bit of extra kills, get ahead in terms of gold and farm. Then depending on what else you want to pick up, you can then transition into the mid-game strat that you're looking for, be it either more farm into the late game or just transition it into pushes on the back of maybe something like an offlane Beastmaster if you want to go for that too here, or I've seen a lot of Lycans recently. So it really depends on what Kaipi has in mind. And with that, Night Stalker is kind of a good, stable pick to work around. Especially because these days you want to have that active 4-position roamer instead of just a lane support or a passive jungle farmer. But
yeah, I wonder if they'll even consider running this in more of a core role kind of scenario. I know, Bone 70 likes to mix stuff up. I wouldn't be too surprised if this ended up being either just in the 3 role there for a stand-in, or potentially into something else. But for now, it's certainly starting to look like this 4 role. Now, this is something we've seen a couple times. You can run this either in the 3 role offlane, or it's still the 4 role, but it's that nice delivery system for the Lifestealer. Gives him someone to hop inside of. Probably the best position one right now. I believe he ended with a 70% or close to win rate at the major, despite being picked a ridiculous amount of times.
Oh yeah.
So definitely cannot be sleeping on Lifestealer right now. And then you start to think about banning towards like the Puck, of course, is something that Kaipi have had a lot of success with. Throw that up to like Sing Sing in the mid lane.
Yeah. Also, with the Lifestealer pick, I also really like the Spirit Breaker ban that they went for in the first phase. That's actually the game that DB won against them, the upper bracket finals, because they picked a 4-position Spirit Breaker and then shut down the Lifestealer so hard. It's maybe one of the better counters these days. Now with the new patch, Lifestealer being slightly nerfed when it comes to the base attack time, maybe they'll have an impact, but overall, yeah, he's still gonna be really strong at what he does, right? He's still gonna be able to maul at people once you got your armlet and a couple of extra items, maybe that Echo Saber to help you out.
Oh yeah, he's still doing his thing. Can't slow this guy down. See, the last time they had the Night Stalker, it seems to tend to kind of run their heroes in pairings and whatnot. They actually went with an offlane Nature's Prophet to try and like complement in terms of running around the map, setting things up. I'd be interested to see if they went back for that, maybe like the later stages of the draft. It could end up happening like that. They also went with a Weaver the time before, though, not having access to the Lifestealer. I'm just going to assume probably having been banned out, being the ridiculous hero that he was. Actually, he wasn't even banned out. They just took them to the Weaver themselves. So kind of giving you an idea just as how aggressive they want to be getting. And they actually removed the Ricky, just worried about the potential possibility of that coming out as a 4 roll and throwing the Night Stalker over to the 3.
That's the Riki, the Puck, very popular, very nasty combos with the lifesteal as well. So you kind of want to limit that as much as you can. There's still a Bounty Hunter in the pool to fulfill that similar kind of role.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe a little bit less popular, a little bit less worrisome,
5
because it doesn't have that
seconds
smoke
remaining.
cloud to really make your life miserable in a sense that you cannot really do too much, right? If you're caught in the middle of that, you're slowed by lifestealer as well. You're not getting out of that smoke cloud anytime soon. Whereas with the Bounty Hunter,
No.
one you don't, yeah, one you don't have the permanent invisibility, so you can, there's a higher chance that you'll be spotted out by wards that you maybe not expect that you're not invis under, and then it's also you also have slows, but they're not quite as ridiculous as smoke cloud can be in the right situations. Yeah, for now, DB they go back for their invoker, so. Baby Knight looking to pick that up. He definitely is competent on the tier, to say the least. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
no,
Yeah.
he's a very good Invoker player. I don't think I've seen his Invoker since he joined the Danish Bears squad.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, recently they shifted off Penguin Check into Baby Knight. But let's see, he's played a couple times, so I have faith in him. They also have done it with the Slardar, and that's not really a offlaner they run a lot. They're much more about like that Darkseer. A couple weeks ago they were running it, but we all know how good Hesijo is on that hero. Instead, this time you'll be looking towards that Sunstrike. Just partnered up with the Slithering Crush, get active with the Slardar. You already have the dive in from the Phoenix, so they certainly have some very good potential right now. And then you kind of go into some sort of a question of like, do we want a core that's going to be making a lot of space, or that needs space made, like, you know, your lone druids or something like that, who can build up a radiance, and then we all hit this timing where we start moving together? Or what I think will probably be more likely to be someone who wants to fight early, like maybe a Sven or something.
Would like to Sven. So
Ooh, that's interesting though.
that is, yeah. And there's an Aegis Prophet that you were talking about.
It makes a lot of sense too, right? Like the global presence of the Infest and everything.
Yeah. Infest teleport. Haven't seen that in a while, but it can be just as nasty as any sort of other delivery method. But yeah, that Lich, it's gotta be like an off-lane Lich Slaughter combo, right? Is it just to try and deny lifesteal the storm with that early lane farm before it can transition into the jungle?
Yeah, there's a couple nice things about it too. Just the fact that you're trying to slow down that lifestealer in lane, which is very hard to do. Like a lot of people just have to leave the lane versus the lifestealer. It's just so good. And then as well, Slardar is one of the weaker offlaners right now. So you get a nice little dual purpose right there. I think that's a really solid pick, because once you have the Night Stalker, like if he wants to sit up top the entire time, he can, but you'll be denying so much of that 4-roll Night Stalker that it makes him like have a lot less value. So I'm kind of expecting the... Oh, actually, I was thinking Lycan, but I figured he got banned out. That would have been pretty sick for the Danish Bears.
If they'd be looking for another kind of pushy hero.
I feel like KP for themselves need more control. Like, I don't really like a Queen of Pain or something here. Something more along the lines of the Puck or something would suit their draft a little bit better. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but something like the Puck, like something that's more about like maybe a Wind Ranger. I know she's a single target, but at least she offers something.
Other options.
Oh, the PL actually.
Just gonna throw the Storm Spirit in there just because.
True. A classic.
It's gonna be Queen of Pain after all. Yes, they're not so worried about that apparently. Queen of Pain is someone that can be bursted down here. I mean, you have the blink, but that animation is quite long, so the Cold Snap can mess with that quite effectively if you have enough damage instances around. But I guess with Danish Bears not really having the biggest rotating heroes, Phoenix or Lich kind of more defensive instead of aggressive here in laning stage, I don't think they'll be too worried about that.
Yeah, she should have an okay time, and they do have a lot of control from just the Night Stalker and the Rubik, but the only problem and why I kind of don't like Queen of Pain is that it is a ton of like you're both your cores. Like Nature's Prophet, no real control besides the Sprout, of course, onto the Sven. So I mean, how fitting. But
Yep.
the Lifestealer only has a slow, so just things you got to be very careful to positioning. Make sure that he gets off some really nice Sonic waves every single fight. But right now, I gotta say, I really like the Danish Bears draft. I think their lanes are extremely secured between the Phoenix, Sven, Lich, Slardar. Nice opening to the mid game.
Yeah, I would agree. It seems very well rounded. You have the Sven for the damage, you have the Invoker for extra push, Slaughter for that extra control. So you can go into pickups very effectively, very quick as well. Especially if Baby Knight decides to go for a Quas Exort kind of build, so you have that extra Sunstrike available. And you also have the damage late game, right? Invoker, Sven, some of the best late game heroes. And Phoenix, Lich, Slaughter, they also can provide a decent amount. Whereas if you look at Kaipi, Rubik can be kind of hit or miss. Nature's Prophets, depending on what kind of build he goes, can also do some damage. Same for Queen of Pain. But Night Stalker kind of tends to fall off. Lifesteal as well, just the nature of being a single target hero. If you ended up being able to kite him around, then it just doesn't give you a whole lot. Well, we shall find out how the game goes, as this is game number 1 in this full best of 5 series in the WellPlay Invitational by VitalBet. Kaipi versus the Danish Bears. My name is Dragondrop, I'm joined by Mopax, and these are the teams. Let's take a look at DB on the Radiant side, starting with Noya on that support Lich, helping out the top lane. Gonna have the Slaughter played by Hestijo on the 3 position. Rise on the 5 Phoenix. It's gonna be Baby Knight on this Invoker outside the middle lane. And that leaves Ace on that 1 position, Sven.
30 seconds.
Are you muted,
to battle.
Mopax?
And typical. On the dark side, it's going to be Sing Sing coming on the Queen of Pain, Bone 7 on your Lifestealer. In the top lane, he'll be joined by Come With Me on the Rubik. Bottom, it'll be Sexy Bambo on the Night Stalker, and still sitting in Fountain Spawning Treants. It is our stand-in 3-3, aka the Coon.
Right, so already, nice little catch there with that early Observer Ward. Spawning out the Radiant Ward being placed down, so Rick gets that first blood in terms of last hits. The game starts at an advantage here for Kaipi, as the Ruins go 1 for 1. Both Baby Knight and Sing Sing able to pick that one up. Yeah, looking at these matchups, looks like might be a bit of a dual lane here for Kaipi as well. Bambo helping with the body block at the very least. They got the have the range creep in front, so that'll die first and consequently push the lane a little bit more. Do you expect both of them here to try and put on some pressure in the early levels?
It's a little bit tough for a Phoenix with just, like, he hasn't even skilled up one of his points yet, but you have to kind of consider... Oh, jeez. Yeah, Phoenix is actually really bad against dual lanes, though, so having Sexy Bambo down here right away is very nice.
Already a South Force down, just with a couple of right clicks and a void from Night Stalker.
Yeah, this is the build from Bambo. Like, going right into this Windlace and not going in towards that Iron Talon or even a Quelling Blade or anything like that is just maximum harass. Look, he even throws down the ward. Get some of these right clicks out here. So he's going to be a total nightmare down here.
And I really like this too. I mean, considering that the other laning support is a Lich, which kind of wants to help out the Slaughter on the other side of the map, making sure that he can get something. Especially since that's a hero that cannot quite effectively jungle here, especially not with without the Iron Talon that we see some people go for. But hey, what? Okay.
Yeah, he got a little bit too in there, I think, from Bamboo. Once the Sunray, you know, you still got to respect the Sunray, guys. You know, Sven sets him up.
And
it's still Sunray.
I did not quite expect that. I mean, normally Night Stalker very tanky early on. He can go for these kind of plays, but apparently not against this lane. At the very least, they're gonna have
Sunray cares not for your tankiness.
It really
the loveliness of percent-based. Hestijo tried to catch up, come with me up here, but
they did have the base damage of the Sunray, though, didn't they? Oh god, come with me.
Oh, he's going.
Hestijo being slowed down. Does have a crush available in Bone 7 with no rages yet. He's gonna take a lot of damage himself. Both of these will be just fine, just having to chew through some regen. Rubik actually doesn't have any left. Bone 7 still with a salve as well as a couple of tangos. Yeah, at the very least,
come with me,
is
just going home.
Yeah. Bone 7, he wants to contest the pull, but
All that stuff.
Alright, this middle lane. Talk about this here. I mean, Queen of Pain up against Invoker, fairly standard matchup. What? Okay, neutral creep. Did I? Yeah. It's like, what the hell? Oh, bottom lane, Sunstrike, Sexy Bamboo. I'm not quite sure if he got hit by that. Sunray at the very least forcing him out. As 33 here trying to deal with the Phoenix and at least force out the Icarus dive. So even...
I mean, I think mid's just going to be like one of these just trading scenarios. It's Quas Exort, so, you know, he gets decent regen. She can only harass the Shadow Strike. She's gone for the 2 points, though, for Sing Sing. That generally means that you kind of like to, you know, win your lane a little bit, maybe go for that kill at level 6. Try and just whittle down the Invoker as much as you can. So you can expect quite a bit of pressure to be added on now, and we'll see if Sing Sing can sag that up. Maybe a rotation in from the Night Stalker at like the 4-minute mark could be enough.
Especially
That's
with
kind of
these,
like the dream.
especially with these two null talismans. Makes me wonder whether Sing Sing wants to go for
Come with
Veil.
me top lane.
God. Keep going in here, yeah. Been slowed down a little bit, enough for Hestage to get in range for the crush. A couple of right clicks should do the trick, but don't really want to commit into the towers. Neuer, bit of a rough spot. Bone 7 slows him down, taking some tower shots too. It's not quite the right retreat path for him, so he'll give his own life for the cause.
Yeah, that was a little bit of miscommunication or something there. I guess. Not quite on the same page. Understandable that Hesijo didn't want to get blocked in. Only had the one shared tango left, so he could have, you know, got treed in those single path jukes in the back lines there. But now it is nighttime with a DD rune down bottom for Bambo.
Oh
man, he's not gonna make it out.
Oh wow, almost did though with the Sunray, but only level 1, not healing for all that much in the DD. Definitely makes up for that. This bottom lane not quite working out, despite them getting that first blood onto Bambo. I mean, Sven is really suffering a loss at department. Looks like he's on par in with the Lifestealer, but some of those were treants. They were much less obviously. And now at nighttime it's only gonna get worse. I mean, Phoenix cannot really help up against this. Night Stalker's just gonna void him once, silence him up, so he can't dive, and then a couple of right clicks should do the trick.
Yeah, both position one's just being totally sacked right now. Very hard time. We'll see how well they can catch up. I mean, you gotta think that's kind of favoring the Sven because of how well he can catch up via Ancients.
Gonna go on Baby Knight here, teleport comes in, Sexy Bambo with a slow. Okay, Baby Knight stays on the safety of his own tier 2, Sing Sing, still at tier 1. They had that burst damage available here in range, and they might have been able to burst him down.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna bring the treants. Oh, he's just gonna go jungle. A little bit too worried about heading mid. We'll see. See if they want to apply this pressure. Wouldn't mind seeing the mech mech drums game from the Niche Prophet Hero. Top lane SJO.
God, he's lifted up into the Sexy Bambo. Made the full rotation, and definitely got an extra kill out of it. This Night Stalker working out very well for them so far. At the very least, with him being elsewhere on the map, Ace has a little bit of extra time. And extra space to farm up properly here. But for how long? 33 here, the Coon already back, and the right clicks hurt quite a bit. Especially if you don't want to commit Warcry all that much.
Yeah, Phoenix not really a support that can do much with an Invis rune either, so pretty hard for them to try and set up a kill here, but Ace has the helm. Unfortunately, it's only the Iron Will, not quite the Dominator yet, but he's working towards it. Got a nice little double stack here that he might want to try and take care of, but looks like for now he just wants to try and get control of his lane, which can be rather difficult up against the Nature's Prophet, of course. But once they get those stacks going on their Ancients, it'll be a nice little comeback mechanic for them compared to like Bone 7 here, who's just jungling without even having Infest.
Yeah, he's kind of struggling a little bit. So go back to base.
Oh, Sing Sing mid. Cold Snap going. Whew, close.
Almost enough, yeah, that's what we were talking about. Cold Snap up against the Blink. Can be quite effective, you just need a little bit more, couple more damage in this, but...
Immediately wrecked by Come With Me. He was like sneaking through these trees, placing down sentries and observers.
Nice, still getting closer here. Gets for the lift on Baby Knight. Sing Sing blinks in. Does not have enough mana for the ultimate though. A little bit of a miscalculation there on his part. As a result, Baby Knight will barely survive. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they're not so lucky down here. Sunstrike lands as well on the Sven, I believe. No, Sven is up here. Phoenix already died.
So who got kills on who there? Looks like while we were watching mid, Bambo took down the Phoenix, and then the Invoker. That explains why he got caught up by that Rubik. That makes way more sense. Because he kind of stood a little bit too far forward on Baby Knight, but he was looking down bottom trying to Sunstrike.
Can count your lucky stars there. That makes it actually a very worthwhile trade. Baby Knight got caught there, and not so much, but as stands, Ace should be out of the woods without Sexy Bambo still there. 3 also not in any condition to continue to chase. Should be all good. Meanwhile, up top, Slaughter is getting zone level 6. Actually ahead of Bone 7 right now. That's how much pressure they've been able to put on, and that's how much denies are worth.
Diving down bottom, but Ace is just gonna TP out. They spotted him. He went back to the wave for one more last hit with like no HP. But he's good. So let's see. Actually, Rubik gets a haste. Okay, maybe they're gonna try and set him up on Hesta up here.
He's quite tanky.
Those raindrops, man.
Still. Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The bane of the early aggressive supports. Very difficult to get anything done when someone has those things. And you just feel like you have to spam your whole mana pool at them to try and get rid of them.
Yep. Well, there's no other way through it, right? You're gonna have to get rid of them somehow, but that just means that you cannot actually go for these kills. You're gonna have to whittle away at them first. But yeah, Bone 7, Infest now available, trying to work on the stack. Jones still sticking around a little bit. Meanwhile, bottom lane, a little bit more of a fight coming out. Noya taking enough damage here as the stun comes out on 33. Sunstrike, couple of right clicks from Ace will do the trick, and now they're gonna turn on to Sexy Bambo. Tries to burst down Rise, will be able to get the last right click in. Now the rotation in from Master Joe should make this a little bit easier if they can just catch up with Sexy Bambo. Pops the nighttime, stays around. Oh, nice little toss there, preventing the crush coming out on the Night Stalker. Come with me, might give his own life for it though. Still, see, it's not quite as fast as Sexy Bambo on a Night Stalker.
Yeah, and somehow Noya makes it alive.
Yeah. 2 for 1 trade here. Phoenix already respawned again. Now Rise making his way up top to soak some extra experience.
That is one thing. This Lich pick hasn't worked out in a couple ways. Like, still actually not even level 6 at the 9.5 minute mark. I mean, generally with your Lich, you're expecting so much more in levels compared to your average support, but he only opted for a single point into the sacrifice just because of how much he's been rotating the lanes. He's been trying to get some kills, trying to set up like for mid even on Sing Sing. So, you know, you do sacrifice quite a bit if you don't max out sacrifice. Okay. Anyway.
I see what you did there.
Not intentionally.
It was, of course.
We'll go with it. We'll go.
Yeah, let's take a look at the net worth. Sing Sing still ahead, barely, together with the Nature's Prophet. Just the farming efficiency more than anything else for the most part. Can they transition that into something, into more kills? I mean, level 8s now, it's kind of the time we expect the Queen of Pain to try and make something happen. And just to say that, they do catch out Ace. A little bit more damage. Ace does actually have mana for a stun to protect himself. Now an extra TP coming in, not even needed. That's a nice little free pick off there, set up by that Observer Ward.
Yeah, and if you think they're getting aggressive now, that 12-minute mark is going to be dangerous. The side, Danish Bears. In fact, they'll probably just throw out the darkness, so 48 more seconds. Yeah, you can just pop that thing the second it's off cooldown, and so that'll be the next nighttime. And it's just going to be TPs, rotations in from Sing Sing. He went for the full wand first. Not sure if he'll end up completing that Veil. Yeah, it's not too bad on Queen of Pain, but just double Null Talisman is also pretty good, just for the stats. Then you can go back into something more, you know, standard, like your Orchid. Pretty good game for that here, up against the Invoker, as well as our Phoenix, or even just into that Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looking good so far. There have not been any ancient stacks just yet, and they even scouted this Sentry Ward. It was supposed to counter any sort of blocking that Kaipi wanted to do. And now as a result, the ancients can't be stacked up despite the creep being there, unless DB account for that extra ward coming out.
Oh, bottom lane. Oh, jungle.
33 stun strike. will connect, but it's not quite enough to bring 33 down. That was close, but they're not quite finding the finishing touches on these kind of pickoffs.
Yeah, and he still has teleport back in. So if they can find something here with Bamboo and Sing Sing.
If there's plenty of mana to throw out some spells, Ace will slow down into silence. Sing Sing with another ultimate comes through. 33, just as an insurance more than anything else, and perhaps a transition into into some tier 2 pressure. Or just some more jungle
Yeah, they just
farm,
immediately
yeah.
draw the line mid. They're just like, let's go.
Baby Knight is
Go
running
back
right
to
to
your one.
Bambo too. Let's leave the Force Birds there. They'll throw a couple of extra right clicks, yeah, but now Sunray comes up trying to keep him alive, but he's being slowed down. The Crush comes through. It's actually a stolen Crush from Come With Me. That's a great spell to have. As a result, this Invoker just saw himself up against 5 heroes, more or less.
Yeah, Bambo just held that silence for so long too, throwing it out just at the end there. Making sure there was no counterplay potentials there from Baby Knight. So,
Still hanging
I
around.
mean, we still have Infest too. They want to go into the Queen of Pain and go back in, but Noya underneath that ward vision.
Ah, he's actually dead right now. He's such an easy pick off for someone like a Night Stalker. This has to Joe might make a trade out of it. Ace is there for the follow-up stun. At the end damage on top, plus a Sun Ray, plus a Sun Strike. So a lot of pure damage, and now Ace. Pop in the God Strength for that, it'll just eat 2 stack.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So DB, they're not out of it yet. They're finding something, but are they finding enough mod packs?
Well, I mean, they don't end up losing their tower, which is kind of nice. Can't apply enough pressure quite yet. They're halfway through that big nighttime, where it's going to be one of these moments where basically Kaipi are just looking to like end this game in a lot of ways. Like they just want to take such a big lead during this nighttime that it's impossible for them to fight back during the next 4 minutes. They want to look towards the Roshan pit with the Nature's Prophet and the Lifestealer, get that stacked up, and then you just want to like take over the entire map with like infest bombs, right? Whereas Danish Bears, they're still in it because that tower really helps secure their Ancients, which is obviously a very big deal when you're someone like the Sven. So that's
Top
the next
lane.
plan, is Bone 7.
Ouch!
That's very good for them.
They didn't quite have the
Now
damage
mid
on some
though,
of these
they do
early...
get
Oh,
Baby
God,
Knight.
Lich ult comes through from Noya, but now TP forward from 33 gets a controlling spell. They're trying to bring down Noya quick enough before the TP, and they will be successful. Comes initiation from Messaggio was there, but not quite enough damage to bring anyone
Sonic
down.
waves here.
Huh?
Ooh.
Look at Come With Me, actually, Force Spirits.
Radiant's
Working
bottom
away at him.
tower is under attack.
Just let it go.
Dire's
It's a
top
2-for-1 trade
tower
across
is
the
under
map.
attack.
I mean, DB, they're finding that they're blowing the combo,
Radiant's
if you will.
middle tower is under attack.
Of kind of the Blink Crush now online. Kind of need to make that happen, plus a Sunray, plus a Sunstrike. It's very potent, but it's only single target for the most part when it's effective. And then when the rest of Kaipi finds something more and better at the same time, kind of like 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Okay. Thought Bambo might be going for something again. And as Bambo does.
Delayed TP. Scary. This ward has been so valuable though. In the mid lane, they're just getting so much done with that. Always have
All of
vision
the
those
wards
supports.
actually, yeah. What is it? Okay, Ace. Playing with fire there as well, get lifted. Able to TP out before any sort of extra lockdown could come through. But this ward here, this other early ward, they had one down here as well. Setting up for tier 1. I mean, they're setting themselves up for success, right? They have the Night Stalker to turn this vision into tangible benefits as well. Not just like a safety war, it's wards that lead to kills, that lead to momentum. Now, speaking of momentum, top lane. 33 TPing in as well, but DB to try and fight this. They do have the blink initiation if they can find it, Bambo. This goes in first with the silence. Nighttime is done here. He does have his ultimate to extend it a little bit longer.
Radiant's
It's also an
top
infest
tower
bomb
is under
already here
attack.
from Sing Sing, and DB will find themselves outnumbered.
Radiant's are fortified.
His mid lane, Baby Knight's just pushing, trying to get a little bit of farm and Ace in the bottom. Does not quite have a TP for another couple of seconds, so just have to let this tier 1 go. Can't even trade, really.
That ward is just like telling them, no thanks. I don't think we can fight this one. Gonna be way too much trouble, and they're definitely aware as to what this Lifestealer is up to.
Now though, maybe? Only seeing Bambo left. Bring him down quickly. I'll lift up from combo with me just to steal a spell. And what's the sprint though? No, hello.
Radiant's middle
Rise.
tower is
Just
under
looking
attack.
scary, I suppose. Sing Sing, he's still infested with the lifesteal here. It's a solid minute or more now.
Yeah, this is one of the problems that a lot of lifestealers are running into lately. Is who was it that was doing such a really good job of this the other day? They were only infesting for like a second every single time. Can't recall who it was. It was someone during the major. Oh, it's Hal, of course. I mean, who else? The guy who like basically brought lifestealer back in the meta. But when you watch Hal play and with his team, he doesn't smoke up infested. He just smokes up and runs with his team every single time. And then when they, smoke pops or they get vision on someone, then he hops in with the infest and will go for that blink initiation play. But instead, like, just staying outside, being more prepared, I think, in a lot of situations, as well as when you're just generally roaming around the map, being able to farm up camps as you go.
Yep.
It's one of the better ways to keep your GPM up on the Lifestealer.
Kind of flip side is that you don't start the cooldown time already. If you don't invest a little bit earlier, but it's kind of a small thing that you not really looking for.
That's a nice Sunstrike into the pit, though. Make sure that they don't have any knowledge of them doing it. And I wonder if they're going to go for it now. In fact, they will. So this is certainly what you'd expect. Get this Aegis up, really great for cracking those tier 2s, and in their case, that's still remaining tier 1 in the mid lane. And not so, like, with the Radiant side vision, like, they can't see anyone on the map. They're fully assuming that they're smoked up and coming in. That's why they're playing so defensively. We just Sunstriked Roche. So they're just sitting here like, haha, they're getting nothing out of this smoke. But unfortunately, the moment after the Sunstrike, of course, they just head right into the pit. And Kaipi in a very good spot.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Good timing there for them. So Sing Sing now with some extra insurance. Kind of go in, go ham, drop his spells, and then you can still come back out, have all of those available again. He also went for the Veil after all, so Scream of Pain, Shadow Strike, gonna do a little bit of extra damage, not to mention he had to nuke some Night Stalker. Also the Infest here. Actually quite a nasty combo as well, if you think about it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh yeah, and just such a solid item in terms of the stats too. Gonna help out against the Sven, the Slardar, a little bit more armor for herself. Can I say, the combos are kind of scary from Danish Bears too. We just haven't quite seen it. No big supernovas or anything yet, but if you can get that off, it's a really great kind of bait in a lot of ways where you just have to get a little bit close there, say find an illusion. But you look at their heroes, they have to combo up with it, and just between the Chain Frost, the Slithering Crush, as well as just the Storm Hammer, there's a lot of abilities that can sync up extremely well with the Phoenix, and although it's not a vacuum, it does still force your opponents to clump. Bambo is like playing Illusion right now. I don't realize it's real now, though.
They're kind of chipping away at this tower, they're being traded though in the middle lane. Sing Sing will get the last hit on this too.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And bottom lane, Baby Knight the only one who can even help out from the other side of the map, obviously, with that Sunstrike. But DB, they're not even smoked up, they're just kind of
Radiant's
very
middle
timid
tower
about this
is under
push,
attack.
expecting Kaipi to defend this. And they would be right, but the angle that they're coming from, they might not expect
Nice
a quick
blink.
blink from Ace. Bambo might still find something here. Slow down, goes for the silence onto Rise, and Sing Sing is there with the Infest Bomb, looking to bring down the Phoenix first. There it is. Ace still hanging around here. Nice blink again. Now, stun onto Bone 7. The slowdown comes in, so Ace can immediately go on him. Now, everything being dropped. It's not quite enough here. Nice little dodge on the Chain Frost. And Ace now he has to run. Will be bursted down with no blinking from Sing Sing. Now they're going to go back into Baby Knight, who cannot. Yeah, sun's up, so he can't even protect himself. Hesijo is going to have to do that for him. Sing Sing will die directly, but it's only the Aegis. 3 heroes down already for DP, and they will lose the 4th one. Hesijo unable to keep himself alive. Come with me, got the Slithering Crush again. That's really good movement there from Kaipi.
Is under attack.
Yeah, and again, we talk about like all these combos and everything, but it all really is just set up by that Supernova. And they really need this Phoenix to do a lot of work during these fights, and they are not finding it, able to pick them up every single time.
Radiant's top
Bone 7 as well, nice toggling plays. I believe he survived 2 fatal blows right there, but he should have been dead by some quick toggle work there as the Force Spirits try to hunt him down near the end. So making the most of the Lifestealer pick. They don't have the Aegis anymore, but that's okay. They can still head into these tier 2s with a pretty sizable lead at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah,
2 lead at the moment. 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 2
That's kind of the perfect skirmish there for Kaipi. Sexy Bambo going for the Phoenix first here with the silence, as you said, to make sure that there's no sun ray, no supernova coming out to kind of throw a wrench in your plans. And then the rest of Kaipi was just helping out, kiting the Sven. Stun came onto Bone 7, but he got the open wounds off first, so he wasn't immediately being mauled at by the Godstring Sven. That's what allowed him to turn that fight around. Yeah, now, DB still looking for more. Come with me with the lift up into the air. Do they want to go on Joe? Yes, they do. Connection with his own slithering crush. Still alive though. Now the Sunray doing quite some work. Sexy Bambo being caught with that. Like right now to bring him down. Now Rise with these into the Phoenix Sun. They're gonna need a crush onto Bambo, but too many right clicks from the outside as well. Gonna bring down Phoenix 2. 2-4 trades so far. It's Bone 7 and now falling. Sing Bambo dropping low as well. Come with me, he wants to have the spin. Oh, he gets it too! That extra movement speed. Yeah.
That's too good, actually. 12% Dota right there from Come With Me, so he can now pick himself up the Blink Dagger. Also, Tranquil Soul Rings, I kind of like this. I mean, he's been doing a lot of roaming, right? He's paired up with the Night Stalker, so this is your traditional, like, Poverty Earthshaker kind of build, but it works out here for the Rubik.
Kind of lacking in terms of mana pool and region here, not having the arcane boots. But that's what Soul Ring is for. Now with the Blink Daggers coming out, not just in him, but also Nature's Prophet, who also has the Orchid at the ready. I mean, Kaipi is in a really good position to just keep the momentum going. Just keep finding pick-off after pick-off, teamfight after teamfight.
Jeez, how they ever with that 23-minute scythe.
What?
That is a really nice part about going for this Veil, too. Just a really cheap item that gives you so many stats that you can really propel yourself into that next one. And now there's a Blink Rubik combo here. Yeah, you better run.
Yeah. No Ancient Stacks really to speak of for DB. Kaipi also being very vigilant about denying those for the most part. Now, they actually...
Oh, the Sunstrike!
Sunstrike comes in, but Baby Knight... He poked the Hornet's Nest right there. Now the rest of DB, they have to be on the run. Joe will try and TP out, but Sing coming in with a Blink Scream will clean not only him up, but also the Phoenix in the backlines. That'll turn that into a tier 2 tower push. And don't think they even need to stop right here.
I don't think so. I mean, Come With Me has the egg, dude. Give me that supernova. Let's go.
He does? Oh my god, he does.
Man, he's even got die via Blink, you know? So
wow.
he's gonna become the Phoenix.
There it is. Just throwing it out.
Nice, fortify.
And it was just him saying, alright, you're not doing anything about this. And just gets himself a Warcry again. And there's a 3-set erect. Everyone's back alive for DB in a couple of seconds. But the meter erect should fall before that happens, especially with Bone 7 laying some
great
more
earn
siege
being
to it.
tagged onto Ace. Make sure you can't initiate on them.
Sounds on Hessajo to accomplish the same goal. DB, they just cannot really find an opening. Every time they try, they just get pounced on.
Yeah, and now they're gonna have to deal with this Aghanim Scepter as well for Sexy Bambo, as he just went for the Urn, the Bracer, and he's been saving money for quite a while. But of course now it's all paying off as we move into some nighttime superiority here. It makes it so hard to try and get that comeback like combo play as well here for the Danish Bears.
Almost to the point where you kind of have to say, alright, let's just stick as 5 when we go outside, and outside of that, just stick to a high ground. Try to find a team fight. Because if we look at the graphs now, it has 20k in favor of Kaipi. That's almost insurmountable. 12k in terms of experience. What else would you do? Right? If they go alone, they're just going to be picked off by any 2 heroes, really. Outside of Kaipi. Doesn't even have to be 2, right? If Sing and Bone 7 find someone, they're always going to have the +1 from Nature's Prophet as well, if necessary. So even the tankier targets like the Sven can be taken care of like that. It's not even all that tanky. I mean, he has Blink Armlet Helm.
I guess like they're relatively squishy in some ways on the side of KP. Like, you know, it's a Nature's Prophet, it's an int core, it's a Queen of Pain, it's an int core. Yeah. I mean, compared to a lot of the other heroes we're drafting, right? I mean, it could be a lot worse if you're thinking of comeback potentials. Like, just so many damn tanky heroes lately. maximum armor and HP, so perhaps there's a
Gotta
chance.
find the drop again though onto Ace here. Sundra comes out to try and help him, and it'll be cancelled immediately now. Ace
he sold
with
a
the
Sunray.
controllers there. Nice little crush from Zlatan to try and stop this a little bit, and now Ace turns it around. A bit of lifesteal here, but Sunray is stolen, and it's just as good in the hands of Rubik. Ace and Baby Knight going down in that exchange. And there's no buyback on Ace. Don't think they can actually push to the high ground again before it comes back up though. It's just... Still, your Sven is kind of your last hope. The ability to blow someone up is still there for him if you can just get on top of somebody. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, he's certainly having a hard time doing so, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Coon here playing Taxi Service as well with the Infest. Giving a ride to the Lifestealer here. Also his own Blink Dagger obviously, so it can be that traditional kind of vessel as well. But for now, Bone 7 is jumping out. And slow sieging this tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So just there could maybe extend this a little bit, rise. All have their ultimate at the ready, so if they want to make a fight happen, that's kind of the best opportunity they have to make that work. But oh, the Science immediately precast onto Slaughter. Bone 7 rages up to finish up the tower.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
This gets harder and harder now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you initiate onto this. It's very difficult to get a good dive bomb as well, right? Like with the egg. Just
Yeah,
because
so Joe misses the crush, he'll just be mauled at Mimon back. Ace immediately hexed up though. Now the right clicks are there, Sun in front here, but it'll just be right clicked down by Bambo almost alone. That's 3 heroes down for only the Night Stalker here. Bone 7 gets himself a little bit of extra help with the Infest. It's 4 heroes down inside of DB. And the GG is called despite the buyback from Baby Knight. He's just not been able to do anything in this game. This last team fight is no exception. Oh man.
I think they kind of ran into some problems that I don't think they were expecting with their draft. Like, I think they, for the Danish Bears, maybe had some different ideas as to how that top lane was going to go. Like, they would have got more levels on the Lich, they wouldn't have had to help with the mid too much, or like gone for some kills there. The Sven build not going for the Echo Saber is a little bit unusual. It's probably one of the big reasons why this hero is still sticking around despite, you know, being focused so many times.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe just a couple things could have gone a little bit better from, like, because if you don't go for the Echo Saber, like, you're looking at Armlet Blink into the BKB, and the Echo Saber is just an item that you always want on a Sven, I feel like, right now. It's just so ridiculously good that it seems like it should be replacing the Armlet just because of how much better it makes your Sven during God Strength.
Yeah.
But it might have been that he felt like they were going to be fighting around God Strength with the lower cooldowns on the side of Kaipi, so that's certainly a viable possibility.
Yeah. Ideally, you want both. They can get away with it, but in this game, just didn't get the farm. He went for the armlet and then into the blink. Just have some sort of counterplay potential, some sort of defensive potential as well. If you're quick enough for the blink, which worked out to some degree here. We've seen some quick blinks here and there, but ultimately it wasn't quite enough to give them the edge after Kaipi has gotten so much momentum in the early game, and turning that into items quite rapidly as well. I mean, look at 33 here, the Coon. With the last items, went back for the Desolator as well at some point. Lifestealer is completely stacked. Yeah, and that's Kaipi with a game 1 victory here. But this is a best of 5, so DB, there's still plenty of chances to try and turn us around and show us what they can do. Just a reminder, they did only lose 2-1 in the upper bracket finals up against this very team here, plus Sai even instead of the Coon. So that's something worth noting. But for now, we're going to go into a bit of a break, but we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with game number 2. Alright guys, before we head into music, let me talk to you really quickly about some of our sponsors. which is of course VitalBet, the title sponsor for this particular WellPlay Invitational. One of these betting sites, fairly easy to use as well. Here you can just click on esports. You can also bet on normal sports if you want to. On the left hand side, you can filter for all the different games. And just find a game that you want to bet on, like this one, a Loot Market Invitational, also organized by WellPlay. And then you get taken to the match page here. The stream will show up here as well. And then down here, you can see all the different things that you can bet on. You just click on what you want. That'll add that to the top right. Also tell you the odds right here. Then you can enter how much you want to bet, and then I'll also tell you how much you would return. So if I was logged in here, if I had an account, then all I would need to do then is to just click this button to place my bet. So fairly easy to do, but once again, only bet with money that you don't mind disappearing. So as you may win, but you may also lose. Speaking of winning and losing though, our other sponsor is Game Leap, which is a page where you can improve your Dota knowledge. It's not just hero guides here, it's also some general guides to help you grasp the concepts. Right? All these guides, more than 300, and new guides added every day, made by 7K plus players, so you know it's going to be good. And also being kept up to date with recent patches, so you don't have to sift through outdated stuff. Pretty cost effective as well, right? It's $6 a month about, roundabout, for so much content. If you compare that to amount of money that you would have to pay to have some of these guys give you a kind of a lesson. And one of these coaching sessions here can, I don't know how long these last, 1 or 2 hours, or like 10, between $10 and $20. There's a big difference here. So definitely worth checking that out, especially considering the money back guarantee. So if you're not happy with the results, you can always get your money back. But yeah, want to find out something, for example, here about advanced mechanics. So just some more fundamental things about Dota to help you understand concepts, mana style, usage and mechanics, animation canceling, right? And yeah, if you want some more specific help, if you want to exchange yourself with others, there's also forums here. We can get some extra feedback. So that's Game Leap. Once again, worth checking out if you're interested in getting better at Dota, if you want to win more, if you want to have more fun. You can visit this website.